Hey all you petrol heads, this is Real Scope 82 and welcome to the fourth race of the season with Danish Racing League. And this is the endurance part. And as you see on the starting grid, I actually won the qualification race. Yay me! But yeah, let's get on to it, because I actually do manage to get a quite okay start. Let's have a look at what happens to the Iron Duck behind me. Because yeah, he's not so lucky coming out of the first corner and takes Gumse with him. Let's have a closer look here, because it does look like he loses it on the curb, and Gumse, in the wake of that, gets his car destroyed as well. So, an extra pit stop to Gumse. Yay. But let's tune into the start of one of the guys who really had his shit down in the rain here on Red Bull Ring. And that is Recreo. He starts in 8th, and quite quickly he manages to move up the field very cleanly around first corner, and of course he does benefit from the early crash, but already up into 5th. Let's move up in the field, because I have a slight idea that something horrible is gonna happen to that lovely gold Lambo, which is still in front, I might add. But sadly, this soft right-hander here was a bit of a bitch, to be honest, because full throttle in a bit too steep of a turn, and you would basically almost spin every fucking time, at least in my car. And this time, yeah, I lost my first race, sadly, but Creedy Mac was so much faster. You'll see that throughout this video. He was a complete machine, at least for about the first half of the race. And it was basically a matter of minutes before he would have passed me anyway if I hadn't made a horrible mistake. So it wouldn't change anything, but I'm still very angry with myself because I experienced it a lot in my practice session, and I still managed just to do it in the race. So annoying. But down the field a bit, we see that the Fast Devil is now up into 2nd. First passing Pyrrhus, then myself. Not a bad lap here for the Fast Devil. And sadly, also, you saw us drive by Mr. Havoc, and sadly, he had a crash before starting the endurance race, and when he got back on, it just didn't work for him probably, so he couldn't actually race anywhere, and he had to leave the race, which is a super bummer for anybody that happens to all the practice that totally goes lost. But yeah, let's get on the race here. I am in the midst of my first and maybe last great duel with the Fast Devil, because apparently I need rain in order to have a good duel with him, otherwise he is always way too fast for me. But in the rain, suddenly I could actually have quite a nice race with him. And right as you think the Fast Devil is distancing himself from me, he makes a slight driving error and is almost losing the car out of the turn. And that means I'm right back in it, baby. Yeah! Going up towards the first corner, I have Supreme in a line. And one of the reasons why I really love this fight is that it's super clean. There's no touching, no nothing. Just great racing, and try to take advantage of the opportunities the adversary gives you. And again, we are side by side coming into that sharp right-hander, and I come out on top. Just great racing, man. Let's move a bit down from the battle for second and down to Pugh's fourth, because he had a really nice opening to the race, but then this happens. The downhill right-hander was tricky to nail, to be honest. And this time he just had too much speed, but now Recreo, who started in 8th, is now up into 4th and right behind the Fast Devil. And you see what I told you, Greedy Mac here, it's okay, we've only driven 2 full laps, but already he has the fastest lap and he has put a lot of distance between me and himself. And completing the 3rd lap, well, on my way to completing the 3rd lap is where I make my first real big mistake. The other one, not so much, but this one was expensive. I spin out, but manage to break the car down so much that I didn't totally wreck it by hammering into the barricade. But I still lost a shitload of time to the leading pack. So now we're down to 4th. Recreo is now up into 3rd. From 8th to podium. Not bad. And Fast Devil here takes a very wide angle in the first corner. I am actually a bit amazed that he did not get any kind of penalty for that. While we have a look down through the field of drivers, you might have noticed that I've changed the layout a wee bit, because I've put in the lap times and the placement in the field out the left, because I felt like it would give a more authentic, real race feel to it. Um, And I'm thinking of going forward, I will keep this for the endurance races and also for the next races we will have in Danish Racing League. If we have a bigger length, a longer length, than just, say 10 minutes or so. Because the show races I will keep on the more slick format with nothing else on screen, just pure beauty. But I think this fits a longer format race better in sense of following what actually happened in the race. But yeah, this is a good midfield battle here between Cadet and Iron Duck. They're both making minor driver errors here and there, and the other one is just ready to jump on it. We've moved up a couple of laps, and Recreo is now close enough to make a move on the Fast Devil. But not for this corner. He's not ready to make it stick just yet. At least he thought so, but the Fast Devil goes a bit too wide, and Recreo has a strong inner line and is off towards the nasty downhill right corner. After another little look down through the field, we get back on board here with Greedy Mag and show you just how consistent and fast he was. 2 fastest laps within 3 laps, and all three was in, what, 3/10 of a second. Very, very consistent. Like I said, it was a freaking machine in the start. Very nicely done, man. And we're back on board here, down with Pyrrhus, who's now being hunted by the Iron Duck. And the Iron Duck is really wanting to take down The good old Danish holiday character Pyrrhus. How dare you, Iron Duck? It's just not okay, man. Just not okay. Pyrrhus did manage to get back in front, but this is not shown as a good sequence for Pyrrhus because the man on fire! Highway Hall has joined the fight. And now there are just two people gunning for Pyrrhus. There we have it. Highway Hall got a great exit speed from the long ass there and managed to just slip by Pyrrhus without any incident whatsoever. But then again, he was on fire. But does that fire get extinguished from all the rain? This did not mean that Pyrrhus was done defending his position because Brumbass was really catching up. So in the end, we had a nice little battle of the bastards, battle of the Beatles, which Brumbass did manage to come out of on top. We are now out on the 12th lap, and it's time for a little recap of the front. And after Kaio's second spot here, which again, very impressive, started in 8th, man. We've actually overtaken the Fast Devil. So we'll have to see what actually happened to him. And it does appear that, yeah, he tried to keep too much of his speed and momentum going through the last part of the long ass here, which meant that we actually got back into 3rd and back on the podium, boys. We have now moved 4 laps ahead, and it does not look like Greedy Mag has the fastest lap no more. Nope, because it's Recreo in 141, 171. Damn, that's fast. And he really had his groove at this point in his hunt for Greedy Mag. Iron Duck in 4th, Highway Hall in 5th. And he was hunting down Iron Duck. But first up, we had a Bille that he had to get around. We rejoined the action here at the end of lap 22, and as you see, I nearly lose my shit again in the last corner, which is so frustrating. And I lose so much momentum going down the straight, which meant that Iron Duck has an easy chance for an overtake. And he did it with no hassle whatsoever. So we now have front 4, Greedy Mag, Macreo, Iron Duck, and now me. And I was starting to feel the humming, as Brumbass was coming for me. We need to go back in front here, because Greedy Mag was like a machine, like I've said a couple times, and I felt like up until this point, he might be having one of those shoomy days here, with no arrows, no nothing. But then this happened. He loses it on the curb, but does not wreck the car, thankfully. But Maceo was just ready to take advantage. He's now in front, and as it turns out, he was the Schumacher of the day, because he had no major errors of any kind. He was just stable, very consistent. No bullshit with him. Just straight for the finish line. Now it's time to deal with all the humming from Brombass though. Because he was so much faster. Look at that. He has, at this moment in the race, with about 10 laps to go, had just put in the best lap of the race. Very nicely done, man. And I'm trying to block off the corner because I know he's fast, but what the hell was I thinking? We have 10 laps to go of this race, and I go pull such a stupid move there. But yeah, he got his spot, and we show Raikkonen winning very deservedly here in Red Bull and the Wets. Creedy second, Iron Dog third, Brumbass takes fourth, and I settle in for a top 5 spot. Highway Hall in sixth, Gums to 7, Puse eighth, Knet in ninth, Bille in 10th. And we lost the Fast Devil at some point. But yeah, that's the final. Hope you enjoyed the video, guys, and if you did enjoy the new display of the video, then please tell me down in the comments, and I'll see you for the next one.